Guess who's back? Back again. I'm going to stop right there because it is cringy. Absolute cringe. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a long time. It's been almost a month, actually. Has been since Arthur was released. But those are reasons behind that. So I'm going to address them really quickly, right off the bat. Gamer first, YouTuber second. YouTube's always been my hobby. May is an extremely busy month for myself and my family. We have a place out at the lake nearby, and we're out there all the time. It opens up in May. We have to be gone by September, so we spent a lot of time out there. We got now I got 2 yards to work on, and I'm a Canadian, so it's like desolate wasteland for 8 months, and then 4 months of tedious yard work and building and get everything done. So I've been out there on the weekends, yada yada yada, and then starting in June, we spend 2 weeks out of every month out there as well. So the videos are gonna be hit and miss. But I'm still playing the game. Haven't gone anywhere. Just don't expect me to make like some busy work bullshit videos. Because I'll make a video if there's something relevant, which I shouldn't even say that because I missed all the past one. Anyway, this is going to be basically a roundtable discussion video, which I usually do used to do on Mondays, or released on Mondays. I'm just going to talk about the game, not going over the patch notes. I'm just going to discuss King Arthur Legends Rise. We're going to call this the Hild update because that's the new hero that's come to the game. And just going to give you my thoughts. We're going to go over my roster. We're going to go over the events. We're just going to shoot the shit and talk about the game. Watch me get demonetized right off the bat. I know you're supposed to wait 10 minutes before you start swearing. So let's just test that. We'll see if that actually matters. All right, so let's start with events. Because Brunhild's in the game. This is obviously, well, it's Hild. But if you guys know anything about like Viking lore, this is basically a play on Brunhild, the most famous Valkyrie. She's clearly a Valkyrie, and they just called her Hild because they are afraid of copyright. I don't know. Brunhild is the name. It's basically Brunhild. So I'm gonna probably call her Brunhild throughout this video, but Hild, whatever. So we got an event dungeon with her. This used to be every second hero. But since it seems like their natural cadence going forward is going to be a new release hero once every month, and then a re-release or a rerun of heroes for the other 2 weeks. It seems like we're going to get an event dungeon for every new release hero. We got one with Arthur, and I do believe we did get one with Brennan. I think so. But you guys have seen these before. I've made videos about these before. It's basically you got your easy mode and you got your hard mode. And I have to say this has been the easiest hero event dungeon that I've ever had to complete. Why? Because the heroes that they want you to use, let's just start here, are Lancelot and Merlin, which are launch heroes. Everybody and their dog has those. And then Vivian, she was the second new hero ever released. Back in December, I do believe she was the second, and she was really crap when she came out. But she recently got a buff, so she does some better things. And now with this team, she's actually kind of good. So everyone should have these three. It's just obviously Brunhild, you're gonna have to pull to be able to get through this event dungeon easily and maximize your points, so you can buy stuff in the store, which we'll go over later. But I want to show you guys one fight. We'll go over Brunhild a little bit. I want to show you her gear and how I got her set up because she's going to be doing some spectacular things in this video. And is she a good hero? Yes. I would give her. If I was going to give Arthur a S god tier, I don't think I can give Brunhild an S tier, but she's definitely one tier down. She'd be A tier for me. Based on, A tier, I think so. Because you can mix and match her. You don't have to put her in a dot team to do good things, which I'm going to show you an example of that at the end of this video. So let's not use 5. If you guys didn't know, they gave us up to 5 now. This is awesome. So kudos to the devs on this one. They did say they were going to do this. They just snuck it in there, unless it was in the patch notes, which I just skimmed over. But now you can go up to 5. So you can make your life a little bit quicker if you're going to do like multiple battles. So, this is almost double, not quite, but almost double. So let's just use one though. I don't want to use up all my stamina because I want to show you guys things. So let's start battle. This is basically just the team that's going to maximize your points. And this team can run on stage 10 to get the most points. It's a little bit inconsistent. But on auto, like, there's the explosion, almost killed them all. On auto, this team it's just going to mow through stage 9. Of course, my Brunhild is Chivalry 6 in decked out, all 6-star gear. She's ready to roll, ladies and gentlemen. She's ready to roll. She's ready to do big things. So the next time she goes here, she's going to kill off these bad boys. If they don't die, shame first. You know, that guy almost killed himself. And you're dead. Go away. And look at, like, it, stage 9 without even a flinch. Just done. So right there's the next stage, but you can put this on automatic. I saw that earlier, and I don't know why it didn't do this now. I think it only works or only pops up when you're doing new content, because obviously it's not on there now. So that's the event dungeon. Let's go to the event dungeon shop real quick. I'll show you guys what I bought, but I'm also going to give you recommendations if you're not a damn dirty minnow or dolphin like me. So what I would recommend, what I've always recommended buying out of these shops is, first and foremost, the legendary master memory stones, because those are, you know, premium currency in this game. Rate up summon tickets, that's the next premium currency, so make sure you get these first. Now that we have the wish list, I would definitely recommend getting special summoning tickets. And if you are planning to build your Brunhild, definitely get the tome selections chests and the legendary steed talismans, because you'll need these to build Hild. Yes. I just said that with a straight face. Build Hild. You know, because we're all building Hild. You want to build Hild. I want to build Hild. So you're going to want these to build Hild. After that, wow, that was cringe. That was so cringe. After that, if you do not have Nika, you know, because Nika is still the highest tier transformative account hero in the game, if you do not have her, you're going to want to probably grind this until you get this selection legendary hero summoning ticket. Now, should you save that for Arthur, who's going to be out in 2 weeks? Maybe, but I would say that Nika still brings more benefit than Arthur. So if you don't have Nika, although you could just put her in the wish list now, the wish list does change things. So now with the wish list, you will get them eventually and quicker than you would otherwise in the summoning system. So is it worth it? Is it now worth it to grind 200,000 points to get this just for an extra copy with the wish list available in game? I think I would almost say no. It is almost not worth this. Use your stamina elsewhere is my recommendation. Don't get rare memory mastery stones. If you have rares, they will come. If you play, they will come. That sounded bad. Don't get the relic summoning tickets, because the base relics are back in the game. So if you're pulling with these tokens, you're just probably going to pull a base relic. I could have swore they removed base relics, but now they're back in full force, and it hurts even more, because there was the promise of them fixing the relic summonings, and they didn't. They didn't. So don't get these. Again, don't get this. Don't get this. I would say this stuff here is really all you really need, and then you can carry on with your day and not have to deal with this anymore. But if you want to, go ahead, do it. If you want to grind, baby, grind this event dungeon, go ahead and do that. So that's the hero event dungeon that came with Brunhild. Obviously, there she is, all nice and pretty. Hild, I mean. I'll show you guys my wish list right now. So it's Gawain, Vivian, Charlotte, and Brennan. I think Gawain's 9, Brennan's 7, 6, and Charlotte's got nothing on her. My Charlotte's naked. So that's the Hild Dungeon event. This event arena, this is the new piece of content that they released from the roadmap. If you guys didn't know, they gave us a roadmap with 5 new pieces of content. It looks like they're going to be rolled out 1 piece per month, and I think that is actually kind of a nice cadence for a rollout of new content, because we're going to get story, then we're going to get a co-op dungeon, and I can't remember what the other piece is. Something to do with relics, like affinities, like elemental affinity dungeon. So we're going to get a co-op like guild mode, kinda, not really guild mode, but friends list mode. That's gonna be kind of interesting. We're gonna get a new piece of PvE content, then we're gonna get an expansion to the story mode, which isn't really content, but that's gonna take us right up until the middle of summer, basically. So June and then July, and then maybe August with story mode. We don't know when that's coming. That's probably gonna take a lot because they got to build a lot. Although if they have all the tools, it should just be cut and paste, and, you know, whatever. So this is the next piece of content. We're gonna go over this when we're done covering all of this stuff. The Hild mission event, basically, they just want you to use her in Burning Land. And should you use her in Burning Land? Yes! Yes, you should. I want to show you guys what it looks like on Stage 10. So, here's the team for Stage 10 Gorgos. And yes, I know this is Gorgos, the easiest dungeon boss to complete at Stage 10. Oddly enough, they reduced the difficulty of the other dungeon bosses in further stages, but they left Gorgos as is because he's way too, like, obscenely easy. So, I've seen some content online, and I actually have seen it, where the buff explosion does not work. Mine always works. It should always work. It is a 100% chance on her S3. Here's what it looks like when it works. And I've said, I've never seen it not work on my account. Watch this. Don't blink, or you're going to miss it. So Lancelot's going to go, and now bye-bye Gorgos. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. And explosion! Oh, oddly enough, mine did not die that time. Usually he dies, but look at it, he's dead. That was embarrassing. Normally, I must have missed some dots on some people, and he's dead. But you guys saw the explosion. It was big. It was pretty big. Now, that buff explosion, it was only that big because of Morgan's defense down. So if you don't have Morgan, basically what happens is, and I'm going to show you guys, because this is like seems to be the piece of discussion surrounding Brunhild, is let's load her up with dots. So start battle. And I'm going to put it on manual. I'm going to show you guys what this looks like. What it looks like to everyone else. So we're going to dot him up with Anguish. Okay, we got some dots. We got lots of dots. Now we're going to dot him up with Old Rosie. She's going to put some more dots on. And then we're going to use Lancelot. We're going to put some more dots on. Okay, so now we're at Brunhild. So normally, if I was playing this, my old team was Vivian in place of Brunhild, right? So now, with all these dots, you can see them all right there. There's what? There's a bunch. There's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, because these are turns, not stacks. There's 14 dots on this guy. 15, if you count this one right here, is considered a dot. So if he was to take a turn, normally he would drop down to just below half health. So now let's use Brunhild's dot explosion on the boss. So that attack didn't do a whole lot, but now, boom, there it is. So, and then he's angry. So look at, now he's got like a third health. Normally, he would be at about half health if you just let the dots tick. So yes, she is just setting off, nuking, and exploding the dots, and they're unleashing all their damage as she's exploding them. It's odd. If you mix her with Morgan with the defense down, for some reason it does like double the damage, which is interesting, because dots are just supposed to be direct to health. They're not supposed to, but yeah, so it is working, and it is a nuke. So like, we don't have to wait for the dots to trickle off for them to do their work. We can just make them do their work early. So the dot explosion works. She is a good hero. I'm gonna show you guys some instances, quick instances of her in PvP where she's really good as well. So they want you to run her in Gorgos to get some free stuff, right? You know, typical events with Netmarble or with King Arthur Legends Rise. It's run old bosses to be considered an event. So that's the Hild mission event. Basically, just do Gorgos, and you're gonna get good things, right? You're gonna get some selectors, right? So you need these. These are what? These are tome selectors, awakening stone selectors. So you need all this stuff. It's good stuff. What's this? Oh, more awakening stone selectors. So this is all stuff that you're probably going to use to level Brunhild. And then we got the half-year anniversary event. So we all remember the 100-day anniversary event, right? Where they ruined the game economy, and which caused a great quickening of an exodus of players from this game. Because of what I've seen in the last month is that it's mostly, I guess maybe I've felt their impact more, but I've mostly noticed that a lot of the people that are leaving are endgame players. Because, you know, if you're right at endgame, there's not a whole lot to do in this game. Some people like that. Some people hate that. But especially for a whale, they want to be able just to buy things and be ahead of the curve. Yet the goal or the mission of the developer should be always keep the goalposts far enough back that those whales are always going to have something to spend on, something to chase. Problem is with the 100-day event, they put those really, really cheap $3 packs or whatever it cost in US, and everyone bought them, and then everybody had a 6 months worth of resources for whatever comes next. And it ruined game economy. People got bored and people quit. So I haven't seen any of those kind of packs out there. But I did expect a little bit more from this half-year event. It's a half-year event. The rewards here, it's good stuff, but nothing game-breaking. And then we got the second one. They kind of rolled a lot of stuff into this event, and it lasts 20 days. This one's 2 weeks. This one's 3 weeks, which is kind of weird. Use your legendary mastery stones. Don't do that. These are, you can get legendary relic shards, but will you? I've seen screenshots of people actually getting some good stuff from that. A lot of these memory rudiment chests, these are not the selectors. You can't pick who these go to, so these aren't that great. And then what? We got some more. Then we got a few legendary mastery stones. They want you to use crystals to get these. Legendary mastery memory stones. They want you to use crystals. 12,000 crystals to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. That's not a whole lot for 12,000 crystals, but I got them all by pulling on Brunhild. So it's I was gonna use them anyway to pull on her, and so that's just basically free stuff. And then use gold, use crystals, use your legendary mastery stones, and use special summoning tickets to get all the rewards. So that's stuff that you're probably gonna do anyway. Some of the special summoning tickets, I haven't bought any, and I've pulled 60 easily here in the last 2 days. So they will come. There's a lot of places you can get special summon tickets throughout all these events as well. And then we got this. This is the Event Arena Daily Mission. This is a 2-week event going on. And basically they just want you to play the new arena mode. Do keep in mind, because the first day I did this, I did not use the event heroes. Use attack heroes in the arena. What? Attack heroes? Use attack heroes. Okay, so maybe this is different. Purchase an arena buff, win in the arena. So I think on day 1 I saw this say use one of the event heroes, or they want to use one of the bonus heroes. So it looks like these do change. So keep in mind, don't just use your normal arena team. If it tells you have to use the bonus hero, use a bonus hero, because it's fairly easy right at the beginning. And then you get these chests, which basically have some engraving equipment in them. So not a whole lot of stuff. You're just a little bit of engraving rewards, but engraving is cool, but it's not game breaking by any means. Maybe we'll talk about engraving. Hild, basically they want you to use her in the new Conquerors Gorgos dungeon, and you're going to get a bunch of these selectors. You're not going to get a whole bunch because you see it's only one, but these are the memory rudiment selection chests. But there's enough. There's 2. I'm not going to count them, but it's probably 25? Maybe 25. So they want you to use her in Gorgos. They want you to use her in Blazing Gorgos in the Hall of Conquerors. And then Tarask, this is just your typical raid bounty event. We've seen these a million times. Just go in there, fight Tarask. I did it just because I needed some stones, so I just did it anyway. You get a little bit of stamina back for the stamina you put in. And then obviously there's, the main rewards at the end, which, again, keepsake crafting material is what it is. I don't put too much stamina into these raid bounties anymore, but there's one ongoing. Stamina consumption event, very, very easy. You're going to blow through 1 million stamina. And then we have an arena challenge event, which basically makes you want to run the arena 50 times for some stamina, which if you don't like arena, you won't do it. If you like arena, you're already done. So that's all the current events in game. Now I briefly want to talk about the 2 new pieces of content that we've gotten with this update patch. So first of all, Hall of Conquerors. We've gotten 2 new bosses. So we got Blazing Gorgos, which looks cool. This guy who we saw in Forbidden Dungeon. And then they basically just made Talos from a neutral element. I do believe he was neutral last month to being wind this month. So if you guys want to see the teams, here you go. I don't know if I'm just in a really super easy bracket this time. But I have no right to be sitting in third. But I am. And I'm actually pretty damn close behind second. This guy, obviously, I don't have a C10 Brunhild or Vivian. I'm assuming that's what makes a difference because at C8, you get that defense from your Vivian, which would be nice. Would be nice. I wouldn't mind that defense from her. But you can see everyone's kind of grouped similarly. This is kind of the team. Then you want to use your, not serpents, kind of serpents. My best team's obviously got Gilroy in there. But you see these guys. Well, I'm beating him, and I'm almost catching up to him. This is kind of your team comp. This whole boss revolves around, like, putting a bunch of debuffs on him and stealing his buffs. And then, good old Beborn for Talos. We were using him for Talos last month. You can see there's a little bit of variation. My team is using... the same team as that has first. And then this guy who's got 46, which obviously means, obviously the Clarison is better because Clarison has the defense down, which makes Arthur hit much harder. So that's kind of the team comps. Kind of cool. So we get the sense that obviously Brunhild, Blazing Gorgos was made for her. Was definitely tailor-made for her, and that also seems like that's going to be kind of their new release cadence, where when they bring in a new hero, they're going to build a new boss for Hall of Conquerors for you to actually excel on them, because if you want to get the best possible score, the best possible rewards, you're going to have to spend or purchase or do whatever, summon your heart out on the new hero. And Frost, she comes in Frost, and he's a fire element, so that works just perfect, so... Cool, that's good. I'm actually I'm so far enjoying these bosses more than the last current lineup, but that is also because that they are pretty much full auto, and they don't require a whole lot of tweaking to make the teams work. I just go in there auto. How do I do? Obviously good enough for third, although I do think I am in a very easy grouping this time around, because it is just RNG who you get grouped with. Right, but there's some good guilds here. That's Celestials. Yeah, that's Celestials. Sopranos, heard of them? What's that? Never heard of them. Anyway, you get the point. That's obviously Kimchi. Okay, I thought Kimchi had a yellow logo. It's interesting. Only level 10. What's going on there, guys? Is this the big guild? There's a couple Kimchi guilds. I don't think this is the big one, but I could be... Oh, no, it is. There it is. There's Oshi. Yeah, no, that's the big guild. So that's the king, some of the kingpins in game. Muad'Dib. CLS Hades. All right. That's Killer Guys. Killer Guy? I think that's Killer Guys. CLS guild. So anyway, I've talked about this enough. This is the new piece of content. I like it. I'm engaged. Now I'm probably going to run it once a day until the end of the week. And then I will probably only run it once a day going forward for the next month. And then next month, when we got new lineups, I'll spend about 4 hours trying to figure it out, maximizing my score, and then I'll just run auto. So that is one of the pitfalls of this, unfortunately. And if you guys didn't notice, you can't get the Frost Arthur Relic anymore. They have switched up the rewards, and now they're giving you Wind Arthur. So it is, obviously, it's going to be 4 weeks. I do believe it was 4 weeks. Yeah, it was 4 weeks last time. So if you can't get 10 shards in 4 weeks, which is going to be really difficult. That means you got to place basically first or second or third every week to unlock the relic, which is a little bit of a drawback. And I hope that they at least cycle through these. Because we did see that, if you guys didn't notice, in-game, they are selling Brunhild's relics just straight up for $100 each again, or 75 American or something like that. But I'm thinking for Arthur, this is going to be the way that they release him. I'm assuming it's going to switch back to Frost next month. And I do prefer this way, although I do imagine that it's going to be really annoying for people that can't place top 50 to get these shards. And I wonder if they're actually going to put these relics in the summoning pool in 2 weeks when Arthur goes into the normal summoning pool. Or if Arthur's going to be something special that they always leave aside and they're going to bring back his summoning event. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see in 2 weeks if he's in the pool or not. So Hall of Conquerors, new lineup. That's good. New content. So kudos to them. The other piece of new content, and I'm trying not to make this long. I'm 26 minutes in already, but, you know, I've been away for a while, so suck it. New PvP. All right, so how this works. What they did was they basically took the top 200 PvPers in the game and they copy-pasted their teams, they copy-pasted their teams, and they just plugged them into this board. So you're not actually fighting these guys' current teams. Because you see, there's no names, but we all know that's Oshi, right? This is probably Manu or Sinister or something. These are obviously Celestials. Oh, wait, no, this is a Kimchi as well. And this is Celestials. I think this is one of... Yeah, this is our guys. This is Revolution. That's Kimchi. That's Revolution. I think this is Slime. So, they basically just copy-pasted everybody's teams from Arena. And they plugged it into this big 200 leaderboard. Now, so there shouldn't be any change now. In fact, if we go like this... No. There we go. Right up here. Here it is. Challenge the arena's current top 200 players. Use seasonal buffs, season heroes, and various enchantments to take them down. And basically, you get 5 tickets a day. They refresh every day to climb as far as possible. And basically, this season lasts 2 weeks. And you are going to climb as high as possible. And then the victory rewards. I don't see season rewards, though. So I'm assuming the coins you get go up. I can't confirm that. But basically, you're going to be presented with 4 people to hit. You're going to attack them. And then you're going to slowly move up the ladder over the course of 2 weeks. Now, these are the seasonal heroes right here underneath my head. And you see they have plus 1,000 attack, 500 defense, and 5,000 health. Now, every day you're going to get these to choose from. These are enhancement buffs. So choose wisely because these are cumulative. And see if I can figure out where... Oh, right here. So you see, I have purchased a Pierce and an attack speed. So these things do stack. So let's see. Crit rate. I think this was 10% because I do remember getting crit rate last time. And you can see my crit rate is at 20%, whereas my crit damage is 10%. So what you're going to be doing every day is you're going to be stacking these buffs up. So choose wisely. Do I need more health? I might get some health next time. I might lay off the attack and just go into some health and leave. I would probably still ramp up. Crit rate, I shouldn't be ramping up more crit rate because most of my heroes are already at 80% crit rate. I don't need more. Because these guys aren't getting the buffs. It's your team's getting the buff. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to boost your team up to a point where you're just going to raffle stomp those people that are currently at the top of the normal Coliseum arena ladder. So choose wisely. Don't always choose crit rate. Because remember, the crit rate is going to have a cap. Right? Even with Nika, I think the crit rate cap is what, like 150, 160? You need to counteract her crit reduction. So do get some, but don't get a whole bunch. Focus on like Pierce, attack speed. Like if you can make your team with like 100 extra attack speed, you're just going to go first and you're just going to ruffle something. Also remember that there is no vigor in this game mode. There is, but look at all allies gain plus 5 vigor every turn. So you could just S3 everybody all the time. So what that also allows you to do is you don't need vigor sets on your heroes. You can equip them with different things. You can actually run your healers in recovery sets to do bigger healing. So do keep that in mind. There is a bit of complexity with this whole system, and I find it really appealing. I wish I could do more than 5 attacks, but if it was unlimited, then everyone would just climb to the top and we'd have nothing to do. At least this way it spaces it out over the course of 2 weeks. So I do like this. I like this arena. I like this arena more than the current arena. And you can see my team at the bottom. I use the bonus heroes right there in order to get some the bonus points. So I'm just raffle stomping my way up the ladder. What also, though, is that they're giving us so much currency, this arena currency, that they added a couple new things to the currency store. So you'll see these are the equipment enhancing materials. What do they call that? Reforging? Tweaking? I don't know. So these are the base ones. These are the purple ones. And then these are the high-end ones. So I buy a little bit each day. Looks like this is going to refresh over the course of each season of this new arena. So I would do everything you can, since these are a premium, to purchase all these. And they do give you a lot every day of currency. Obviously, you know, there's other things like there's things you should buy, you know, like I'm buying 5 of these stamina daily, and then I'm taking the rest of my currency and I'm putting them into these to get these. Not these ones, because these ones are plentiful, but these 2 for sure. Get these. Make sure you get these every day. So that's kind of cool. I like this piece of content. It doesn't take too long to burn through 5 tickets, but it is something cool and extra to do each day. And it is giving you this arena currency, which I know a lot of people weren't playing normal arena, so they weren't getting a whole lot of this currency anymore. And this is just a way to revitalize PvP in this game. Okay, so that's all the new content. Other than this system, let's talk about the what's it called? We gotta go. So if you guys didn't know how to get to your enhancing. No. So first of all, let's talk about dismantling gear. So when you come into your bag, click on a piece of gear up top here. This says dismantle all. They should really get rid of the all, because I know that scares some people. That is a scary button. A very, very scary button. But it does not dismantle all your gear. It should just be like this. This says sell items. Cool. This should not say dismantle all. It should just be dismantle. So you can click on this. It's going to take you into the dismantling page. So how this works is you basically do here what you would kind of do as you were selling gear. So I'm going to sort. I want to dismantle every piece of gear on here that is up to 6-star and blue. So let's pick all that. Okay, let's select all that. Now let's say I want to do every gold piece up to 4-star. Okay, so let's select that. Now let's come over here and let's do the same thing. Whoa, let's sort. I want to do every piece. This is kind of how I sell gear as well. Every piece of blue gear up to 6-star. Select all. And then let's pick every piece of gear, gold gear, up to 4-star. Because I don't really want to sell my 5-star stuff. Select all. And here we go. Even though I should sell my 5-star stuff. So down here it shows you what you're going to get from dismantling these items. So I'm only going to get 1 of the green material, 1 of the blue material, and 1 of the gold material. Not bad. If I took stuff off here, I wouldn't get all this. So let's hit the dismantle button. And you see, oh, so it's random. I did not get any purple and I did not get any gold. So now let's try something different here. Let's actually go back into here. Let's select 5-star gear. Okay. Actually, not those. 5-star gear is easier, seems easier to obtain for these pieces, so here we go. 5-star gear. Okay, let's select all. All right, so these are at random. I don't know why this has the little arrow on there. But let's see what we're going to get for dismantling. 5-star gear. Dismantle. There we go. Okay. So, obviously, the higher quality of items you dismantle, the higher quality of materials you get back. So, that's the dismantling system. Now, let's actually show you this system in action. So, let's go find somebody. Who should we buff up? Since this is the Hild update, let's buff up Hilda. Should we? Or should I do Brennan? Brennan's more widely used. Let's do Brennan. Okay, so let's go to equipment. Let's go speed gear. Do I really want to enchant speed gear? Okay, let's go to Arthur. Okay, let's look at Arthur since he's got all 6-star gear. Nice and pretty in gold. Let's start enhancing some of this material. So you see down here at the bottom it says start engraving. So here we go. So how this system works, how it's set up is you can do random engravements on your basic engraving stat and then your special engraving stat. So you can get completely random items. You can select those, and let's show you what you're going to get. Ooh, defense and effect resistance. Now, I did get the max on defense, and I got 1 on effect resistance. So what is that? 40 defense? Not much. And this special stat, this is a special stat? Yeah, this is a special stat. Ooh, 1% of effect resistance? Okay. But if I wanted more, so you can't do just 1. You have to do 2. Now, I find it interesting that attack's not on here, but oh well. So what would I want more on Arthur on this piece? Well, let's say I want more. I want more HP. If I want to select the basic stat, okay, so say I want HP. Now what would I want as a special stat? Well, endurance, no. All these, no. I probably want crit rate. And you see what it does is if you want to select a basic stat, if you want to select it, you require the blue materials. If you want to select a special stat, it's going to ask of you the gold higher end materials. So let's go to a different piece though. So let's just go to the head. So let's engrave the head. So now there's attack. So I definitely want attack. And let's say I want crit rate. Even though he doesn't need a whole lot of crit rate, but we're going to go crit rate. So let's actually do it. One time, no whammies. Let's see what happens. So I got a blue and I got a green. Blue and green. I got 9 attack. Woohoo-hoo. And I got this crit rate. Now, what would happen if I did it again? Is it just going to be completely random again, or is it going to like improve on this? That I don't know. So since I can't select that, we'll just leave it at that. But that's the engraving thing in a nutshell. I'm assuming if you get max, it's, I don't know, all blue? I don't know. Now let's go look at this piece of gear. So you see we got the fancy little triangles. So you can't see because it's right under my head, but you can see it over here. Those, oddly enough, are gold. I wonder why. I wonder why those are gold and these are not. But if you look at the piece of gear now, you see I got a little bit more of crit rate, but it's pretty negligible. It's really not significant amount of crit rate and a little bit more attack. So this system is just doing little tiny bitty upgrades to your gear. Now I want to try something right here. So let's go back and stat engraving. And what if I do it again? What if I just, is it just going to completely different? Like, is it going to be better or is it going to be worse? Let's try engraving. So it went from gold to gray and green. What if I do it again? Green to gold. It feels like it's upgrading it. It feels like it's getting better. But we did see a gold initially. I think it is completely random though. Yeah, now it's blue gold. Okay, so yeah, don't burn through all your materials upgrading this. It doesn't look like it. It looks like it's a separate instance each time. It's not building upon itself. But I don't want defense. Well, effect resistance is okay, but I don't know. There we go. 400 HP. That's the max HP. And we got a little bit of anti-pierce, which I will take that on my Arthur. So let's just leave it at that. So, is it a big, impactful game or new piece of a new system? It's not content, it's a system. Is it a big, new, impactful system? It doesn't appear that way. Even when you use all the big materials, I got 9 attack and a little bit more crit rate. But it is a way for you to improve upon your gear. Now, I will say probably don't ever spend this material on 5-star gear or lower. Just use it on your 6-star gear. Now, I'm curious what would happen if I wanted to engrave a 6-star banner. What do I get? Looks like I get the exact same stuff. Exact same stuff. So if I want attack and crit rate, I can't do that. So I'm not going to do that. So is it cool? Kind of cool. Is it meaningful? Kind of not. Kind of not. All right, now let's go look at my account. Because my account is what I am. Let's go. I'll move the camera over here. I am a whopping 760,000. Is that big? I don't know. I don't feel big. I feel like a minnow or a dolphin. I've seen some 850,000 power accounts. But that's my account power. Now let's go look. I'll show you guys what's going on. So obviously all of my heroes. Now we got the breakthrough system, which is a system. It's not content. We got the breakthrough system with the Arthur release a month ago, and you can see 70, 70, 70, 70, 70. You know, Gawain 69. Everybody 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 67, 66, 66. And then I'm currently leveling up my Sigrun right now. So 66, 62. So, and then good old, Sergius, Pro Sergius, still sitting at 60. There are still some uses for Sergius. He's just not a shadow of his former self. And then some of these heroes I've leveled up. So, obviously Rosier and Anguish, they get leveled up every day because I use them in Gorgos every day. I took Turin to 70 and I took K to 70. That was for last month's Hall of Conquest Penvid boss. So you don't really need to level up all your rares through the breakthrough system, but I've got a few done. And Bodwin, obviously, because he's such an impactful character in Forbidden Dungeon. So that's what my account looks like. I want to show you guys really briefly what my Hild looks like. I'm going to make a whole separate video on my Brunhild. But you see mine is level 66, fully awakened 6-star. For passives, I'm missing 1 on her P2. And for her relic, I'm missing 1, 2, 3 upgrades on her relics. But she's still performing quite well for me at this point. I only have the base relic. I'm not going to purchase any of the other relics in the store. I'm going to wait until they're on the wish list, even though we're not using the wish list because it requires diamonds. And this is how I have my Brunhild geared. So she is in Ascension Crit. I have her built like a damage dealer, and I am running Corrosion Keepsakes because after inflicting a dot, inflict a random dot on the target for 2 turns. Inflicts random dot, so that could be like all of these. So you see Weathering, which is in her kit, is considered a dot now. Lightning Strike coming from Lancelot is considered a dot. Shock. We don't have Shock yet, I don't think. I don't think I've seen Shock or Scorch. Tell me if I'm wrong. Do we have Shock and Scorch in the game? I don't know. But Weathering, which is in her kit, is considered a dot. So she's going to inflict Corrosion, inflicts a random dot, and it's on a 3-turn cooldown. But since her S3 goes immediately into Buff Explosion, it's still putting dots on the hero, or on your target that you're attacking. So she is in full Ascension and crit rate gear with Corrosion Keepsakes. She is built like a DPSer. She does have 72% crit rate, measly 47% crit damage. And then I didn't focus on accuracy, effect accuracy. You see she does not have a whole lot, 14% effect accuracy and 70% effect resistance. So when I was gearing her, I was mainly looking for like crit damage, attack, and crit rate first. And if it had effect resistance, cool. If it had effect accuracy, cool. But I did not prioritize those stats. You see there's some more effect accuracy, crit rate, crit damage, attack speed. Crit rate, attack, effect accuracy. You still haven't seen any effect resistance. This is an attack necklace, not an effect resistance necklace. This is also, again, crit rate, crit damage. Here, effect accuracy, crit damage, attack speed. No effect resistance substats on my gear at all. The only effect resistance I'm getting is from this, her belt. This is the only thing I recommend putting effect resistance on. I know her kit says that she scales off of effect resistance, but I'm finding better testing with just running her in a damage set. I have a hit accuracy orb. Now, there is an argument to run a attack speed orb, but keep in mind you are going to want to clock her to go after your daughters. So if you're running her with Lancelot, she has to be slower than Lancelot. So keep that in mind. And then attack and attack speed, right? So, and then here we finally have my first substat of effect resistance, and then Pierce. Pierce is a PvP stat. Do you need Pierce in PvE? Maybe not. But I don't think oh, what's this? No, I don't really have another banner for her, so she's running Pierce. Pierce, I think, has been tested on other heroes. You guys could go find that. And I do believe Pierce in testing is better for high defense heroes or PvP. But then crit damage, crit rate, whatever, something like that is probably better on some PvE content. I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's my theory. So here's how I got my Hild geared. Now, okay. Did we cover everything in the game? I think so. If you guys didn't know, this is the shop. So if you go into special products, you see they are selling her relics. And then there's this rate up pass that comes with her. I wouldn't recommend buying this stuff. Like, yeah, you get up to this point and you get a free copy. But to get that, you have to spend basically $30 there, $15 there, $7 there. So you got to spend a lot of money for one copy. Don't do it. Not with the wish list. Just pull what you can from her banner, and then as soon as she's in the comment pool, put her on your wish list and get her that way. Don't spend money. I know the Krakens are going to spend on this anyway. You know, they're probably going to, if they spend on this, they're going to likely spend on this as well. $140 to get these 20 Lego Mastery Stones. So, but don't do that. That is available. I don't know why I showed you guys that. So, otherwise, special offers. They kind of tweaked how this works. So, let's see. Anything in game that you should purchase? No. 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 You can farm these. Please don't. Gorgos? No. Gold? No. Ew. Don't spend your crystals on this. This is not a selector. This is just gonna go into random heroes. This is don't buy that. Definitely don't buy that. This does have selectors, but this is half of a chivalry. Don't buy that. Don't buy that. So don't buy any of their featured products. I didn't see any decent deals with these guys. So last thing, since I'm going on, 47 minutes, long time. The last thing I want to show you guys is Brunhild in PvP. On initial run through or reading through her kit, I did not think that she was going to be as good of a PvP nuker as she is. So I want to show you. Obviously, I am, I've fallen way down here to Diamond 5 because I've been de-incentivized to play PvP. But watch this. Watch this. So here's the team. If you're wondering, she's in speed gear. You want your Morgan as fast as possible. And then he is in DPS gear with a Unity set. I have a Unity set on him. And I still can't click on this. It'd be nice if they would actually be able to show you guys what we got. So, this isn't a scrub team I'm going against down here in Diamond 5. Or Platinum 5 or whatever this level is. This guy's got arguably a more powerful team than me. Right? Level 70, 70, 60. He's got a higher chivalry Brennan. So watch this, though. Watch this. So against fire heroes, which there are plenty of them in PvP right now, watch this. Let's target old Nika. Oh, poop. I used the wrong button. Okay, that's not going to work now. Oh, I had that all lined up, and I just lost 7 points. I don't know why it's not in auto. All right, well. This is going to have Brennan in it. Let's try this one. Okay. Unfortunately, I screwed that up. Oh, it's a wind Brennan, though. Okay, well, let's see. So, let's see if I can do it. Auto. Let's point at Brennan. So, Brunhild's going to go whack, whack, whack. Brennan's going to come behind. And now she's going to go and dot explosion. And they're all dead! They're all dead. That's not too bad. And then we come behind and we just nuked down Nika. She's fun. She's fun. Like, we all liked Arthur because he nuked so hard. She's a even with no accuracy on her, she is a monster AoE nuker. Hey, look at it's my buddy. Easy. This is one. I don't know if you're a leader of the Russian guild, but the Russian guild is arguably the best guild in the game right now, or best clan in the game right now. I can't remember what I think it's like pronounced or translates to like something warriors or something about warriors, but this guy, one of the best guys in the game, hands down, and he's still chilling down here in Diamond 5 with me. So let's go against Easy's team. Where I find I have some issues in PvP with this is if I run up against an Anya. But luckily, no Anya. So let's target Nika since she's really beefy. Boom. Boom, boom. And go again and bang. One shot. She's really actually not bad. She's really not bad. She's pretty good. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Obviously, he's going to have Ceres up front because this really beefy accuracy build Ceres, which nukes everybody, was kind of the meta with Brennan. And then, like, Nika, Morgan, Anya, Guinevere, that kind of meta. That was the current meta in-game. And having her is definitely shaking up that meta. So it's obviously going to be Ceres. So let's target his Nika. And boom. Boom, you're dead. Oh, no. We did not kill him. Okay, well, that's interesting. Alright, well, we'll just kill him the old-fashioned way. Bye-bye. Tickled by Ceres to death. Okay. So she's good. She's a good PvP unit. I initially, like I said, in my initial read-through, I did not think that she was going to be good for PvP. Because you initially want to run her with dot units, right? Lancelot, maybe even a Charlotte. You could maybe make something with Charlotte. But in an initial run-through, I did not think she was going to be good for that. But she is. Her nuke, even though mine has so low accuracy, built at C6, built as a damage dealer, she is almost a better nuker than Arthur. Because, you know, Arthur would nuke, then he would go back and he would do his big bam, and then he would have to kill somebody, then he would nuke again and then kill the team. She's almost a better nuker than Arthur. Now, I want to go up against this guy because I know this guy's got a good team. I'm assuming that is a Brennan there. If it's not, I'm going to be surprised. But this is an all-Frost team versus a Frost Brunhild. And she normally requires to go against fire units to be effective. So let's see what he's got. Ooh, this is going to be rough. So let's target Morgan. So this is one of the downsides. When you run up against an Anya team, Anya just chews through her. See, and she's dead. And obviously I shouldn't be attacking her, but Anya's a little bit of a defense unit, so I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to switch up my defense. Because I didn't have that in my defense lineup. I had this. So we're going to get rid of you, which is unfortunate. But we are going to put in you, and we're going to put in the wind variant. But the wind variant's going to be... The wind variant is going to be susceptible to these flame series. So what I might do is just do the same and just do that. I don't want to put in flame. If I had the frost Brennan, I'd probably put him in as the defense. And now I don't need you, because don't need the speed, so I don't really need you. So let's go Brennan, lead. Where is he? We're gonna leave you as wind. We're gonna leave you in your damage build, but we are gonna bring in you. So obviously we don't want you to die to flame series, but this will protect you against Brunhild, but we'll maybe put you in Frost. And then, so what do I got you? I got you doing the AoE. And then the taunt, AoE taunt, AoE taunt. And I want you just to do... No, I want you to do the big hit. And then counterattack, counterattack. Counterattack, big hit. You, what can you do? I don't like that. I think this is an AoE. Attack all enemies 2 times. Yep. And then you, obviously, yep. Just heal to your heart's content, baby. Okay. And then who should we hide? Let's go like this, and let's go like this. Actually, that's not a surprise. That's a surprise. We'll go like that. Okay. So we'll try that for defense. But let's do this one more time, because it's too much fun. And then I'll let you guys go. Okay. Obviously, this is Flame Series. I don't know. Yeah. Flame Series is everywhere, but, you know, Flame Series is just going to get eaten to death by Brunhild. And, come on, one shot, no whammies. Boom. Almost. I guess I should have went for Morgan. Although... Oh, wait. We've already done this before. Okay, so Brunhild, obviously really, really squishy. Pushed back their turn meter. And now Brunhild's gonna... Oh. Now Morgan's dead. She died of shame because she's in Ascension gear. And then... It's over. Melt. So we are relying on some Flame Series here. And then put him to sleep. And put him back to sleep. No. No. Melt. Dead. So she's definitely... I think she's... She's definitely changed up the meta. For sure. It's going to be interesting now. So we're going to end that there, ladies and gentlemen. That was quite a video. All right. So that's quite the welcome back video. A good old hour-long video. So, word of the day, safe word of the day, ladies and gentlemen. I just got a mouth guard at the ripe old age of 44 years old. And they also gave me a casting of my teeth. So this is going to be... Whoa. These things are really, really brittle, though. Oh, my God. I got a horrible, horrible teeth. That is crazy. So. Oh, these are awful. Awful. That is scary, man. That is some scary chompers. So the word of the day is going to be chompers. So I'm going to put that on my desk right there. Make sure I don't break you. We'll put you right in front of the skull. Right in front of the little sugar skull. There we go. More knickknacks on my desk. So if you guys actually made it an hour into this video, put chompers in the comment section below. That'll let me know you made it to the end. I will thank you profusely. I'll heart your comment now. I got more videos to work on for the rest of the day. So ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you then. Take care, everyone. Cheers. Peace. Where's the button? Bye-bye.